So many things would like to discuss, but first, I want to thank you for your efforts on banning TikTok within your department. I think that was an excellent move. The Senate voted unanimously to extend that to every agency, department, commission here in the Commonwealth. That bill is awaiting consideration in the House. And I also want to thank you for your leadership on protecting our Commonwealth's financial assets. Clearly, this last case, 8 years in the making, that's incredible. Also protecting our digital assets and, of course, the people of Pennsylvania from foreign adversaries. And to that end, I'm hoping that you can give us an update on Treasury's cybersecurity infrastructure. You're doing a great job. We'd like to hear more.
Thank you, and I appreciate the question. I thank you for your leadership on TikTok. That's fantastic, so thanks a lot. So, of course, protecting Treasury's computer systems and all of our information from attacks, it's one of the most important things that we do. So to put it into context, our cyber defenses, they block about 5 million events a month. So that's over 160,000 events every single day. Also, about 70% of our emails that come to our servers, they're blocked because they're identified as either spam or phishing. So they're also blocked by our cyber efforts. So when you think about it, we handle every single financial transaction for the Commonwealth. And that includes a lot of information that really needs to be kept out of the hands of hackers. So that can include account numbers, routing numbers, information about people receiving tax refunds and rebates and PII from people that are associated with our savings programs like the PA 529 and PA ABLE. We also handle over 1.7 million payments a month, so that's 3 payments every single second. And we're safeguarding, as you mentioned, Senator, a total of about $150 billion. So it's critical that we have to be constantly monitoring and updating our systems to make sure that we're protected against these cyber threats. So in 2022, we did conduct 2 major events. One was with the Pennsylvania National Guard, and so they basically did a test and probed our firewalls and looked at all of our cyber, and we did very well there. They rated us as high maturity organization, which is really fantastic. And we did a second event with Mandiant, and Mandiant is a company that they specialize in cyber threat insurance, and we also did very well. So they had a couple of minor recommendations that we're in the process of implementing, but everybody at Treasury does take cyber very secure. They take it very seriously, and I really appreciate your efforts to support this with the appropriation.
Well, again, appreciate the commendable work that the Treasury has done in the past and continues to do. As a follow-up to that, can you provide an update on your efforts to protect against fraud through the AVS system, which is the address verification service that you utilize?
Yes, I sure can. So AVS is account verification services, and it's really just another layer of fraud protection. But I really want to commend the General Assembly for helping to get it in the fiscal code. It was absolutely huge because it's also recommended as a best practice from our banks. So what it does is, so it basically can identify if you have a legitimate account. So it checks the account number, it checks the routing number, and if approved, it will take care of the transaction in a matter of seconds, okay? So AVS is really important, and with that fiscal code, what we had to do was we had to go out and do a, what do you call it? Yeah, the RFQ. So we had to find a list of AVS qualified providers. It's listed on the website. And we recently reopened that so we could expand it a bit more, and that was at the request by several agencies. Now, we do have agencies that use AVS, and they like it a lot. So Office of Administration uses it. Department of Revenue uses it. The Liquor Control Board uses it, and of course, we use it. So it is very good. By March 1st of 2024, every single Commonwealth agency, board, or commission that gets paid by Treasury will be required to use it. So we do think it's the state of the art. Of course, we can't stop there. We always have to be constantly looking to see what else is out there, what else is coming down the pike.
I really appreciate that. You chair the Board of Finance and Revenue. And you have requested $400,000 in increased funds for a technology upgrade for the Board of Finance and Revenue. Can you elaborate on the costs that are associated with your request?
I absolutely can. So I think probably everybody here knows this, but BF&R decides every single taxpayer appeal from Department of Revenue. And they also administer the liquid fuels tax refunds, which are so incredibly important to our farmers, our first responders, and our local governments. So our overall request for BF&R was $690,000, but of that $690,000, $400,000 was for this computer upgrade. And the reason we need the upgrade, which is one time, is because there hasn't been an upgrade, number one, in 10 years. The Board of Revenue, the Department of Revenue just upgraded their IT system, and so we need to be able to interface with their system, and right now we can't. In addition, because we haven't had an upgrade in so long, this is a very manual and burdensome process. It takes too long, and right now claimants can't get online to submit their application, view where it is in real time, and just see what the status is. So that will also allow that to happen. So I talked about the $400,000. The other request is for $223,000, which is basically salaries and benefits. Of the $223,000, half is for OPEB, which we have no control over, and the other half is a 5% salary increase placeholder. Right now, the AFSCME contract is not negotiated. That's by the governor's office. We have absolutely no seat at that table. And then the other small request is $17,000, and that's for operational increases, which is 3.5%, far less than CPI.
Thank you again, Treasurer Garrity and your team. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.